So towards the end of that test of having this follow me around the garage, the battery went dead on the Telesin pan and tilt device. So I'm pretty sure I got a lot of it in, but I'm not sure if I got it all in. So the trick here is to turn your back and to see if it follows you, and it is. And again, just curious as to if it's going to be jerky as it follows me around, or will it be smooth and follow my movements as I go around in the garage here. But first impressions are kind of favorable. I think even if it does have a little bit of jerkiness, it's still useful for in the garage type vlogs and when I want it to focus on me as I can move and talk. Because again, the object here is to be as untethered as possible, and the ability to look into the camera, have it follow me as I'm doing stuff. Interestingly, I notice that the faster I move, the more smooth the camera seems to be in following me. That's kind of a curious one, but no, there it did a final movement. I think it moves, captures you, and then says, oh God, I get him back into the center of the picture. Now I'm going to turn my back completely on it and walk around here and go like this, and yeah, it captures me. Then it makes a little fine adjustment. Again, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Right now I've just started it manually. The next and final step here will be to use the remote. There's a small remote. Let me walk over and grab it, have the camera follow me. Here is the remote. So it does have an on and off button on it. Forgive me while I put on my reading glasses. I do need them. Do you need reading glasses? It's frustrating. Turning it on. Is there an LED or anything that tells me that it's working? Backlit portrait. Okay, this is just going. I think I'm driving the camera crazy. So that's one of the issues that we'll have. As I move around from areas with more light behind me to areas with the light in front of me, I think the camera has a little bit of a tough time. The Telesin pan and tilt device seems to follow me just fine, but I think the camera has a little bit of a tough time trying to adjust the exposure of the camera. But here's the remote. Yes, it is. No light to tell me that it's working or not. So I'm going to try a quick on-off test of it here. So let's see if that goes on. Holding the button down, and now that top thing is flashing. The top LED is flashing, so it's not following me now. So I've turned off the tracking. Now the upper button here, this one, has some arrows on it, and I think that one will control it. Now I think I can take over the control. Yeah, it looks like, so I've got my, I've got the external receiver there hanging from it, and I hope that weight isn't creating a problem. But yeah, I can pan it around. It won't pan all at once using this method, but I can pan it around incrementally using that. The up or down, I don't know what that does, the up or down. So that just means we've got to read the manual. All right, let's see if I can get it back into the tracking mode using the small switch on the remote. So I have the camera in auto mode right now, and it's showing backlight. We're outdoors testing it. Once again, the camera auto shut down. I don't know if I went over the 5 minutes on the battery capacity or not. But we're testing the Telesin automatic pan and tilt system. And I've been doing a couple of sprints around it. My breath, and I wasn't filming. What a waste, because I'm normally such a finely tuned athlete. But let's give it a walk around here. And it's fun because we're testing those Cinco wireless remotes. Now, it kind of loses me. If I get into too deep of a shadow here, I think the pan and tilt device may lose me, but once I come out, it spots me and will follow me all the way around. Is it jerky as it follows? Kind of one of the things that I think, looking both ways here, look both ways, kids, when you cross the street. I think one of the things here is that the faster you move, the better it follows you. All right, here we're going to do a sprint. So, kind of thinking it's working okay. So preliminary indications are pretty favorable with this device. I'm going to go inside and put some of these files into the machine. Let's put myself back into the sunlight here, make it a little easier on the camera. Preliminary indications, pretty good. It seems to fall. I don't get the tilt part, but it does pan and it does follow me around. So that seems to be working okay. There goes one of our neighborhood delivery vehicles. So I'm going to go down here. I'm having fun doing it. I'm going to do another sprint. And this one I'm going to try and do at top speed. I think it may, no, it seems like it still caught me if I get out. All right, so here goes the sprint. Are you ready? I must be within the limits of it. Anyhow, like I said, I'm going to take this in and put this, can't call it footage, put this video into the software, and we'll see how it looks once it's working, because I'm very curious as to the jerkiness of it as it goes on. But we'll give it a try here. I also have the receiver hung on the side of the camera, and while it's not much weight at all, it is some weight, and it is off to one side. So is that an influence? I think one way to try is to shut the camera off, remove the receiver, and we'll go into silent operating mode, or we'll use the camera's native retention here. So stand by. That's going to be our next experiment. I'm not going to go in just yet. We're going to shut down the filming. Okay, I've removed the receiver. The receiver is not attached anymore. And let's see how smoothly it operates without the receiver. You won't be able to hear me too well. Can you hear me now? I'm gonna go across the street, and I'm gonna do my sprint again. And let's see if it's any smoother or follows me any more smoothly without the little bit of weight of this hanging from it. Turn my back. Yeah, it's looking for me. It's found me. On your marks. Get set. We're going to do this right. It's following me pretty well. Okay, let's shut it off and go inside for a sec. Next step is to see how this turns out in the editing software. Okay, as I mentioned outside, I've removed the Synco receiver, which was plugged into the camera. So we're listening via the Sony ZV-1's built-in microphone right now. So we might catch up with a little bit of ambient noise, but again, I'm just seeing if this small amount of weight, and it's a very, it is, ladies and gentlemen, a very small amount of weight, but I'm just seeing if that has any problem. Will the camera pan a little more smoothly with that being hung from it? Not the end of the world. No, it seems to me that it's still doing the same kind of thing. It's still, it looks like if you're moving constantly that it follows you around pretty constantly, but when you get over and you stand over here, it comes over to you, and then it might make a final adjustment as it gets you into range. All right, just going to reiterate, still pretty Relatively impressed with this device. I'll give you the cost of it. I'll post that up. But unboxing, first deployment, and use of the Telesin auto pan and tilt device. First impressions are positive. Had fun running around like a kid out there. Had a great time. Hope you enjoyed part of this too. All right, let's see what this looks like as we get it into the editing software. Talk to you.